Okay. Hey guys and gals, Allie Joy here, and today I am playing the Stanley Parable. And I did make a video of this. The sound from the game was kind of broken, so I'm doing this again. Oh my gosh. Hello.
You know, because I wanted to put him down a little bit, basically, right? And we put our with that example, on the streets. Doesn't it work from like does it still work?
1 second, guys. Oh, by the way, this is going to be a non-edited video, so it's like a live stream. So, yeah. Hey.
You know what? Even if you were
Oopsies. Oopsies. Okay. Okay, 1 sec.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day, every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-winning, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
1 sec, guys. Here, I forgot my webcam. Which one? There we go. Okay. Oh. Okay, it lagged for a second. Oh, whoa. My hand is shiny. Shiny. Okay. Ignore me. Okay. So that was the intro to the game. And if you did watch my video I made of this, it'll explain stuff in a different way. I do not know if you guys are hearing the game this time, but I tested this again, and it was working, so I'm not sure how it's working now. So, yeah. Okay. I'll push buttons, but I can't push buttons. Now I'm pushing buttons. I don't push buttons here. Look. Where are the keyboards? Okay. Wait, what did he say?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. I want to mess around with the first. Can I mess around with you?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Shut your face! Okay, fine. I'll listen to everything you say. I'll listen. But next time I'm messing around, you'll hear from me. Okay. You'll never hear the end of it, or technically there is an end. Then again, the end is never the end. The end is never the end. Is never the end. Is never the end. You know the loading screen. Okay. I didn't know I could do that. Okay. No, I go this way. I tinies. I walks like this. I'm kidding. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
For a second, I thought I went to the wrong door. Bleh, words. Ha! Wait, I forgot. No. Is it this door? No. I can't see outside. And you'll see why, though, technically.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Let it ball up inside you, take it out passive aggressive. Other coworkers resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Okay. Now, that is an option you can do, and it's very funny, but I'm not doing that today.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I know where my boss's office is. Shush your face. Okay. Now, I don't think you can go this way yet. See? So let's just close this. Can I not? Okay. Oh. Wait. I'm like trying to figure out more stuff.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
I'm kidding. I kid.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Can I leave? Because, that's the one thing I question. Is there an option to leave? Oh, okay, so, as I said in the last video, it is not a horror game, but it does have some startling things in it. I don't even know what's over there, and, my screen over there is darker than this screen, but this screen is lighter than this screen because let there be light is shining on it. Okay. So, yeah. Loading, 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 loading. Okay. I don't even know what that. Bleh. I don't even know what tune that is. Words.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Why? Okay. Street light? The light just barely turned on. I just realized that. Did you guys see that? Or was that just my imagination?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Right. Okay. One sec. But you know that what that sign says. And you know what happened. Not really, but also not. Wait. Okay. Okay. And then in the next episode, we will be going down there. So, yeah. Or, no, we won't. Next episode, we're doing the opposite of what he says.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Technically, I already know, but you guys kind of don't.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
I can't see.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Sadly, there's no run button, so you have to stick with me when it comes to the walking. Now, finally, the button appears. I'm not sure if it was there before. It only appears around certain things. What if we do this? Ow, that was loud. Sorry, guys. Headphone warning. I think it's too late. And I'm using headphones. I can't see what you guys
Blackness
see.
and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
No, it's not working.
Yes.
There we go.
He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking. but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Okay, one sec, guys. I'm going to... No, nah. I'll just have to deal with my webcam being there. Oh, I thought there was a bug on my screen.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Now, as I said in the last video, he's basically being controlled from the very start. Basically. Now, since this is the redo, and since it's also technically the second episode, I'm going to have this be the second episode as well. So I'm going to be doing episode 1 and episode 2, but with both titles. So, actually, you know what? Nah. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one, which will be happening right now. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Yeah. Stop recording, stop recording. Come on. One sec. It's not working.